Morning, fellas.
We're back. It's after Christmas.
From outer space. I knew I should have changed the locks. Made you leave your key.
Jesus. Okay.
That was a good one. Everyone listening to this, it'll actually be New Year's.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys.
And we're just gonna hammer right in because, well, the Fed story took too long last time.
Sorry.
So
The Fed story.
the Fed story with the Fed mustache
What
took
is
too
that?
long.
As, that's how I build street cred. I've been shot.
I've been
I'm a
shot.
cop.
Yeah. Look at this scar on my neck. I'm not a cop. Do you think a cop's, have a scar on his neck like this?
So my son's got a girlfriend. Met the family, the whole 9 yards. Went out to dinner with them, and we're sitting there having just idle chit chat. You know, the stuff you normally do, getting to know other people, that sort of thing, in a public setting. And out of nowhere, I go, "Hey, Dad, tell them a story about when you got shot."
Oh,
I'm
no
like,
way.
Come on, man. Is this like it's a good story, but I wouldn't call it life defining.
Also, like, this is the story you want your
Yeah.
girlfriend's parents to know me
Yeah,
as? Like,
exactly.
this
That's-
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the crazy dad.
Yeah, he's the gun nut. He's so gun nut that he shot himself.
No. And when I listened back to that, I watched podcasts and I was like, cringe as shit. Like, this is horrible. And then I'm like, I'm 99% sure half the group out there is going to be like, wow, he's a buffoon. Like, he's an actual moron.
Yeah, but
Which
you're
I don't
our
deny.
buffoon.
I am.
Yeah.
But I don't want everyone to know that. I'd like to fool at least most of them.
Well, you fooled me.
Thanks.
Good enough to still have a job here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Really appreciate
You
that.
ingrained yourself deep enough that I can't get rid of you.
Like a tick.
You ask me to get rid of you, and I say, sorry, Tim.
I think
You
it
gotta
comes
stay
like
around.
once a month. I'm
Yeah.
like, you
He's
really should
great
get rid
for
of me.
popping
Just
out
fire
mag
me.
releases.
Just
What's that?
I said you're great for popping out mag releases.
Yeah, I have
But you
a
need
purpose.
an FCU taken apart. I can do that now.
yeah. You want sights put in?
I got
Not
you there.
Tim. He'll break the sights.
I've got the sight pusher. I think it's the model BFH.
That reminds me, we need to actually order that sight pusher.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's change up the format ever so slightly because we never get to the questions. Let's do one question that somebody asks. We'll answer the question, and then
Then talk.
we'll play catch up.
Gotcha.
Yes. Okay, so Dylan has a bunch of questions. Choose one.
Yeah.
We're going to do one question.
Start off with number one.
Is that the best question? Your whole list, number one's the best question. I don't know what the questions are on the list.
Are you
Number one's
just
the best
assuming
question.
we're not getting past number one?
Yeah.
You want to hit it high and just roll out?
So are we going to make a 320 full-size slide?
Okay, let's go to another question that's SEO based
Next
because
question.
I'm going to do a 2024 what's to come. I think would be fun to do.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
That
And
works.
like tease a
So
little bit.
dangerous.
I know,
You're
I
like,
know.
I'm not telling anybody until everything is in line, and then
No, no,
today
no,
he's gonna
right.
be, and we're gonna, and we're gonna, and we're gonna.
No. I'm not releasing. I'm not allowing it to be for sale. I'm not putting it even on the website. But we can tell everyone what's coming and get them all giggly and allow them to start putting money in their piggy bank.
Well, if they
hide the
save
money
now,
from your wife or your husband.
they don't have to start now. They can order it right now. Doesn't matter.
They
By the
can't-
time it's delivered, you could save up $1 a day.
Okay, so pick another like technical SEO question.
So why would you want to use a aftermarket gun part, whether it's a slide, barrel, frame, etc.?
We're gonna let Tim answer that one.
Yeah.
The
Well-
go-to gunsmith.
There's so many answers to that, from the aesthetic side, like.
We'll take all of them.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
First and foremost,
With
if
5 minutes.
If you're buying aftermarket, okay, you want something. What is that something? Do you want it to look better? You want it to look different? You want to set yourself aside? Why do people put spinners on their car? Spinners are still a thing, right?
Yeah,
Now I'm the old fed.
No. I'm not even kidding you. Like last week or the week before,
Uh-huh.
I was out here on 21, about to turn, come this way, and there was a Camaro that had spinners. But it actually, I take that back. It wasn't spinners. It was floaters.
I don't even know what that is.
Floaters are where the tire, or the wheel
Oh,
moves,
but
but everything stays. And it was like 26s
I
on this
was
Camaro. I was
almost
like,
drove
why?
off the highway one time because I was driving along and I was like, those wheels aren't moving. What the hell?
Okay, I got us off topic. I'm sorry. Come back around.
So, okay, you want something that looks aesthetically different. You want to look cool, whatever. There's always hype beasts that are pushing, check this thing out. It does X, Y, Z. You're going to be able to, ninja stuff because you've got the TP barrel or whatever it is. And then there's also the practical side of it. You want something that performs better than a factory piece. And usually an aftermarket part that performs better is made to a different standard. So like it's got tighter rifling or tighter tolerances or a better coating for friction resistance, that sort of thing. So you got choices, reasons why to do it, whether it's strictly cosmetic or it is a performance upgrade. You know, you get better performance from that piece. So that's one of the reasons why you would buy or two of the reasons why you buy aftermarket components. So
And why you would buy our aftermarket components
Yeah.
is both of those
yeah,
reasons.
especially on the barrel side of things. Don't get me wrong, we run a tight chamber, and that can cause issues with like reloading. Somebody who's running a long projectile, we have a really tight tolerance on our chamber length, specifically for better lockup, better performance accuracy wise. And you're really splitting hairs here when you're talking about like a 3-inch 9mm barrel being more accurate than somebody else's 3-inch 9mm barrel.
Exactly.
But I come from a background of building long guns, and I don't know, imposter syndrome, call it whatever you want. I never really understood why people appreciated what I built. Like I really had a hard time. Like, why is this guy blowing up about this thing? Like, why is he so enamored with it? One, it's the aesthetic. They're happy to have that new thing. That this thing looks awesome. And I asked my mentor at the time, I was like, this isn't that hard. I don't understand why is everybody so enamored with this. It's the details. You pay attention to every single detail that goes into it, and all of those little things add up to a product at the end of the day that's superior to what's available in mass market.
Right.
Tech's come a long way, and that's a beautiful thing because, in the 80s and 90s, you went and bought a car, you could find something wrong with a brand new car. That little thing doesn't sit quite right. The material's trashed, whatever,
I mean, you can still find that in
Oh,
2023.
agreed, completely. But like today, if you went and bought, the new Toyota Camry, those things are pretty built, man. I mean, like they look good. The quality control's there. There's no two ways around it. You're not buying a bottom of the rack type piece.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that sets us apart and I hope I bring that to the table, is we're paying attention to every piece, every detail on every piece, every step of the way. There are checks that go into, does this meet what we consider to be a quality within our quality control standards?
Right, and I'm going to say it right now because somebody somewhere is going to call us out on it. And like crap happens.
Oh, yeah.
Things slip through, especially in our growing phase that we're going. Now we're putting even more processes in place to make sure nothing ever even makes it out the door with how we process things. But even then, that's why we have our lifetime guarantee. And like, I don't care who has the product at that point. Like, being able to back it as well. Like, I really pride like our intentionality of how we handle when things aren't.
Oh
right.
yeah, I think that's something that is. I won't say it's unique to us, but I think it's rare in the firearms world. We do what we can to make sure that everything that leaves here is the best we can do. And if it's not right, for whatever reason, doesn't work with some other aftermarket part a company has, or a person has, or they experience a problem, I'll put our customer service and our warranty up against anybody else out
I will
there.
too. Because I take
Bring
a
it.
bloodbath
Yeah.
to do it.
Yep.
Often.
Yeah, and money aside,
Yeah.
I don't want our name in any way associated with something that's not quite right.
Agreed.
Look, if it means replacing every single component that they have, I rubber stamp do it right now.
To make sure.
100%.
runs. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And the one other plus, and why we actually, even though Dylan would love to do it in a different room while we film here in our shop with machines, is to kind of prove the point that we do make our own stuff, which means we can chase our own everything. Like, quality can change in a matter of an hour, or a part can change in a matter of an hour or two, and how we are able to control things, whereas a lot of companies out there in the firearm space would love for you to believe that they make their own stuff, and really that's just not the case. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
It's a business model.
Yeah, a lot of those companies are massive, like way bigger than we are. I'm not going to say we will ever be. That's the wrong thing to put out in the universe. But they are massive, and it's a business model, and it's worked. But because we make every single part that has our name on it, we can really control dang near everything.
Oh yeah, life would be simpler, more prosperous if we farmed out you know, even a tenth of the stuff that we're responsible for, you know, like anything. Like, that's pain in the ass. Let some other company do it. Like, they can do it, no problem. But it's just something kind of like there's wrong about that. It just feels wrong. Comes with its downside, because now you don't have, you know, you're only specializing or focusing on, you know, 10 items or whatever the case may be.
Right.
No, we have 99 problems.
And lead times are one.
Yeah, no question. So,
Yeah.
But it's a give and take process, you know.
Yeah.
You choose the battles that you fight, and we've chosen. That's what we're going to do. We're going to try to make sure quality is on point with every single component. And if we're wrong, if we've messed something up, we missed something, we're fixing it. Period.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. It'll function right.
Yeah.
It
And
may
if
not
it
be
won't,
your style aesthetically or whatever, but that thing's gonna function.
yeah, and everybody can argue aesthetics. Oh, that doesn't look as good as, you know, X company or Y company. Different strokes, different folks, you know. And
All the time.
Look, they can be wrong. I don't have a problem with it. You're an American, go right ahead.
Yeah, you are wrong. Just so you know, we have the best looking stuff.
We're the best.
Period. Well, that rolls us right in then to what happened over the past couple weeks, and then where we're heading in 2024. So
What happened over the past couple weeks that I missed?
we bought a machine.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, new machines.
We bought a
Gonna
new
land,
machine.
like, right here in this spot.
Bought a new rotary. No, it's probably gonna land more like
No,
right behind me.
it's right where we're sitting. Like, there will be enough room between these two to get chip bins through.
Cool,
But I'm
so-
pretty sure it's going to take up every bit of this space.
It's actually not that. It's about the size of the SV3.
I thought it was bigger than the 5.
No, it's about the size of the SV3.
With the conveyor and the chip, blah,
I
blah,
think
blah.
so. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's like a 10-foot cube.
Doesn't matter. New toys.
Anyways, we
get
have a
new
new
stuff.
we have a new to us. It's used 5-axis machine coming, which means now, just for all of our customers listening, the 3 machines behind Dylan and Tim used to share a lot of duties between the slides and the frames, and that's why we never caught up ever whatsoever. Now I've hard hammered down where those 3 machines are now not making anything but slides going forward at all, which puts our production capacity somewhere in the 300 to 400 slide range with just the one shift that we're running right now. So we will catch up, but I have a feeling we're only going to catch up for like 3 months, because that'll be the first time that we've ever been able to catch inventory that well. And we have a lot of influencers on the horizon, a lot of marketing on the horizon, and a lot of retailers on the horizon.
It's kind of beautiful.
That it's going to be interesting to know, like, I don't think we've ever made more than 200 slides in a month because of all the other things that we've had to push through the machines in that same month. It's kind of like that constant balance of, like, we need to get the slides, but we also need to run these parts and this and stuff because cash flow and we're growing and blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Can we hit that 400?
Well, I mean, just
And
looking
then do
back
all
at the
400
year,
go.
like when you look back at the year, you go like, okay, we've got one full year of what we're doing today. Like, this is the story of, you know, ShaloTek. Yeah, we've been in business for years and years and years on a level.
But nobody knew the brand until
No.
December of 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then where we've come from that point to now is just glacial. Like, it's unbelievable how big of a difference that is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm in confidence from me is something that I'm a pessimistic person. If it can go wrong, it will. I need to know how.
My wife was telling me that I'm always a pessimist.
Well,
she keeps
I mean,
saying that the past week, and I'm like,
I think it comes with business ownership. Like, you're always looking for what's
I told
gonna
her,
cut me
I said,
next.
my optimism gets like kicked every day. So my optimism depletes faster, and all that's left is pessimism. By the time I'm around you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for our wives because we do give everything here. There's no
Yeah.
two ways around it. So, like, it's easy to get home and just be like, spent. You're done. You know what I mean? And I feel bad for my boy too. I love my son, but I think he only ever sees the tired, angry side of me. You know, because
I'm trying to really I'm really controlling that when I get home with my daughter.
see, I'm gonna flip the script. I'm gonna do it the other way.
You're just gonna beat him.
No. I'm going to put him on a freaking machine. That way he can be tired and angry when he gets home, too. Like, I get this honestly, bud.
My 2-year-old, I can't put her on a machine yet, but give it time. She'll be sweeping the floors.
My
Get in there,
wife
sweep the
last
floors.
night, she showed me a video of my son when he was probably, I don't know, 3, riding a little ATV around at Christmas, 2017, forever ago. And no, gosh, it must have been 2010. Yeah, it was 2010. And I was like, man, I want to go back to that.
Dude, we got my daughter like this playhouse, this like just tent style playhouse. It's pretty big though, with like lights up in it.
Like a yurt?
No, it's still a square. It looks like a house, but it's canvas. And for the past couple of nights, because she opened it on Christmas, for like the last 30 minutes before bedtime, her and I are just in the house, and she has this little like music box, but also tells stories and things like that. We're just sitting there, and we both just like, she's snuggled up right next to me, and we're just looking at these lights for 30 minutes. Like neither one of us move, and it's the most peaceful time. And I know that's gonna go away.
Yeah. It'll be gone literally in hours.
Yeah,
it seems like.
So, anyways, we bought a machine. Those machines are now going to run slides. We're at 300 to 400 slides. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's a good problem to have. If that's not enough, we can easily throw more man hours at it at this point.
Easily.
And
I
then
love
the
how that
5-axis
word just slips off the tongue. Easily. We'll work
We'll
more.
all work another 20 hours.
No, I can hire employees.
Uh-huh.
There's plenty of people that would love to come work here.
Yeah.
And the SV5 and the new 5-axis are going to run essentially just frame parts. That puts out somewhere around 150 frames a month on just one shift. And then we got barrels and then kind of catch-all. We have some contract work coming, all that stuff. So, like, we should catch inventory. But here's the problem. I've already told Matthew I'm not putting another machine in this building. Why? Because
New facility.
we're getting a new building, and it's going to be beautiful. So our new building will be coming somewhere end of summer, early fall. It's about to break ground sometime next month. I think it'd be really cool. I'm going to talk to the builder to see if we can kind of like go out there. Little
Break
company-
grounds.
Put our
like
handprint.
little like
concrete
company
kinda
field
thing.
trip.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool for you.
I can.
None of you guys have seen the space.
I'll
yet.
be able to stand where I don't have an office. That'll be amazing.
You're like, I'll be able to stand right where I will
Well,
be
this'll
tied
be
to
my
a
work.
machine.
Exactly.
So I'm really excited about that. It's also a scary lift, but it's 10,000 square feet with room to add another 5. And then there's another lot right next to it where we can do another 15. So the goal is to grow into 30.
That'll be epic.
Yeah.
I think it's entirely possible. I think 2024 probably is, like what I was saying, it's like how far we've come in 1 year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that we could have predicted how well we would have ended.
No,
the
we
year.
hope, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with today, the day and age that we live in, like if it's not one calamity after another, there's virus and war and all the different JPOW. I mean, like you take your pick, man. There's something that's going to ruin the earth.
And
literally.
the economy sucks at the moment. Like
Yeah.
realistically, you talk to all the different dealers
Yeah,
that we deal
$18
with,
McDonald's.
and like everyone's sales have slowed down across the board. So like, understandably, everyone's pinching pennies. So I'm thankful that we are doing okay.
There's some guy out there who's like, shit ain't slowing down for me, man. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, this life's good.
Life's
Like,
good.
yeah, You'll lose sleep when it does, bud.
Yeah. Welcome to the party. So that's pretty exciting. The new building coming, and then Matthew already has his machines picked out that he wants to put in that.
I've never
office.
met a man more excited by the prospect of buying new machines.
New machine.
Yeah, like I'm 100% believe that is his jam. There's nothing higher.
Dude, I hadn't even wired the funds.
And he's asking for another one.
Yes. I mean, the funds are wired now. The machine's coming, but like, I hadn't even wired the funds, and he was already planning for the next one. And it was like, there's one. So the goal with the new shop is to land high end, like the Rolls Royce machines. There's a few brands out there, fully automated, so it can run 24/7, nonstop. Let the thing freaking eat. And
I feel somewhat
I was
responsible
like
for that condition.
happy with one. I was like, let's land one in the new shop this fall. If we can do that, $750,000, like, ain't nothing to bite off of. And Matthew now has it in his head that we're gonna land 2
Oh, of course.
when the shop opens.
Well, I feel somewhat responsible for that because, he'll buy the machine and then he'll fill out its production process. Like, no, we can do X, Y, and Z with it. That means we have this coming off of it. Like, he gets it all booked, right? All of it's on paper, all of it's going to work out. And then I go, hey, what if we made, this new blah, blah, blah. And instantly, it's not like, oh, well, we can take a little bit off of that production process and we'll reduce the production on that and we'll fit that in. No, he's instantly new machine.
New machine.
New machine. Yeah, we
just
can
need
do
a new
that too.
machine. And not only that, we're talking to a bunch of other major manufacturers that we're going to try to contract work for. So that's like where his brain's going. We have hopefully a few really good hires that are ready right now to come. One listening to it because he already sent in his resume. I'm sorry I haven't responded to your email yet. I've been all over the place.
Yeah, don't take that personally. You're going to find that that's the case no matter where you are, whether you're hired or not hired. Travis will not respond to your text or emails.
Yeah. Yeah. These guys want too much out of me on a daily basis.
You got him all.
But they emotionally spent. But if he's listening, because he may listen, he's on my radar, whether he wants to be it or not. So hopefully we can stack our staff a little bit heavier too, with just like 18 players. Stack the machines, brand new building. And then my real hope for 2025 is that we can have an event of some shape or form. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever for like the true day oneers, and those people know who they are too. Like we can have them and just like freaking treat them. Like we have 17 South down the road. It's a beautiful range.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like getting a jet and taking us to the Bahamas or something.
No,
Sorry,
not you.
man, dream big.
You're not the day oneers. I'm talking about the customers. But we have a beautiful range down south of here. Like have them in, have them see the shop, have them see everything that, the new glory of what we're working to. So I'm super excited. And then on the product side, do you want to talk about what's coming on the product side?
I'm not saying a word. We had a meeting yesterday morning, talk about how we were going to release things, and I am not going to run afoul of that. If you're going to let something
Okay,
sneak,
cool.
you
We can tease because we've already been teasing. We are going to make the longer 320 slide.
Oh, okay, full-size 320.
Full-size 320.
Nice.
Because everyone's been asking about that. So we're going to make a full-size 320 comp. We are going to finally, after a year, come back around, make the 19 comp, and actually put that into production.
Okay.
Matthew's super confident in it that we'll kick it in. And by he's super confident, I mean I am making him super confident that he's pushing that stupid thing through as soon as the 320's running.
Well, it's not like we haven't done it already. It's just we never produced it. We made them, but we
never
don't
put it in production.
Never put it into production.
So kind of the flow is going to be the 320 full size comp, and then the 19, and then the 17. It's okay. It already kicked on once. It's just air. It's not aliens. These are supposed to be good enough mics that it shouldn't matter if Chad is doing his job right. Okay, cool. Anyways, 1917. And then we'll come back and finish up the 320 line in general.
How many do you think we're going to do in the 320s? I mean, right now we have, like 15 different 365 variants?
Yeah, so the cosmetics are going to be in a question. We only offer the Sentinel and the EDC on the 320.
Yep.
We don't put the Fury and the Tracker on it because it looks funky. Knowing you'll come with like 5 different cosmetics that we could put on it. I personally think you have a really good idea with what I saw on that whiteboard, and we'll leave that one off the table.
Dude, there's a lot more meat on the 320 too.
I think, I personally think that would be pretty cool in Q2.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would think it's stupid, but I think other people would go, yes. So I think it'd be cool to flesh that out a little bit.
Okay.
But ultimately where I'm at is the comped version of the full size, the comped version of the subcompact that we already have, which is more uses the 3.6, but it's like the size of the 3.9. So it's like the compact. We probably won't do the in-between unless people start screaming for it. Then we'll do the non-comp versions just to get them out in the market as well, just to have like ST loyals. We appreciate you. They can have their non-comp versions as well with the cosmetics on it. And then even though everyone hates when I say this, like we're going to run out our 320 barrels, which everyone is in supportive of that, but I'm also going to force Glock barrels down everyone's throat in this building because you and Matthew, I think Dylan would love it, but you and Matthew absolutely hate the idea because you're like, you can go buy a $20 Glock barrel on eBay. And competing against those has always been your concern. But
Yeah, I
like,
just thought, what's the saying? Never argue with an idiot. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience.
uh-huh.
I don't want to participate in that. So
That's good.
thanks.
So-
That's where I live down there.
Yeah, I
So
was gonna say that. God, man,
I've got all the experience.
been working with Tim too long.
Yep.
So essentially, we're going to finish up the SIG line. We're going to finish up the Glock line. The frames, I don't think we've teased that one yet. We have something coming really, really cool.
We've got a couple somethings.
Yeah, with the frames that I'll just let that one lie at the moment. Like, you thought the frame was cool. We have something really cool coming for it that I think is really going to shake things up.
This is that moment in every gun advertiser's Rolodex. It's groundbreaking.
It's not groundbreaking.
It is earth shattering.
It is not
Never been
earth-shattering.
done before. Who was that? That was that Cajun dude that shot alligators. Never been done before. Damn.
I know
Doesn't
what
matter.
show you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember the guy. Anywho, it's not any of that. I'm not going to pump up our own high horse, but it's pretty stinking cool.
Oh, it's
And
awesome.
it'll be enough that people will go, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then we've teased it enough now that people have seen it, so I'm not going to worry about saying it. But here, probably within the next week, we'll have the new LC 365 slide out, and that is a comped version.
Just don't say anymore. Don't say anymore.
We've already teased it.
How is it? Yeah, I know. But just because we teased it once doesn't mean half of them
Tease it
seen
again.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, but only 3 people are going to listen to this, and I really appreciate you 3 people.
Excuse me. Sorry, my wife is texting. Bye, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
Okay, we got a comp version coming for 365. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, see, that's brilliant. What? No.
You guys already have a
365
comp.
slide? No.
Yeah.
You already have a comp, so like
Do you
what?
mean comp as in compensated or comp as in competition?
Oh. Or both?
Or both?
Or what?
No.
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 No. What's the slide length equivalent?
Let's just say long boy.
Long boy.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's BOI, the internet vernacular.
Long boy. So that will show its face and hopefully have an entire stack. We're stepping into this new age where we're not going to release something on pre-order. We're going to release something, and that stuff's going to be sitting on the shelf ready to go.
That's going to be awesome.
So start saving your pennies, people,
Yeah.
because there'll be 50 of them, and they're going to blow out overnight.
It's funny how we go, oh, there's going to be 50. We worked so long and hard to get 50 ready. You know what I mean? Like, it bothers me that we just can't,
Gone.
like, yeah. I think they will, too. I think they're going to dump
Oh
pretty
yeah,
quick.
no, they definitely will.
So
They'll disappear.
there'll be 50 lucky individuals out there, and then everyone else can,
And I'm never going to make one ever again.
yeah, that's it. We're done.
And then we're going to buy them up on the secondhand market under
keep flipping
pseudo
'em?
names and then sell them on the secondhand market and make more margin. No, and that'll have a new cosmetic as well. And maybe that cosmetic will get transferred over to things. I don't know. We're in this like phrase where I was like, more SKUs, and Tim was like, no more SKUs.
Yeah,
And then
I
I,
agree
went,
with
fine, no more SKUs. We're freaking done with SKUs. And
It
then
is
Tim's like,
interesting
all of the SKUs.
how we, like, somehow managed to continue to, like, flip positions. They're like, we have 600 SKUs. And I'm like, we need 20. Like, let's focus, guys. Come on. And then a month later, hey, we need to add some SKUs. I want to go ahead and add a Cerakote X, Y, and Z. We don't even make that, man. What are you doing?
On a side note, we need to get the gentleman I was talking to last night. They live in a state that they can't have larger than 10 round mags.
Okay, that's got to be added.
And we sent macro frames to them.
No problem.
So that means,
New machine.
no. Those base pads that we made, but never actually
Yeah, we didn't
made,
Yeah,
we need to make them. Even if it was just a few.
new machine.
I was like, hey, man, I got you. I'm so sorry. I forgot that you live in a state that's like locking down all gun rules whatsoever. But I have a solution. And he said, what do you mean? I said, I have base pads that'll take your 10 round and take it to a 17. We just never produced them because, well, we don't have time. And now somebody listening to this podcast is going to go, make those stupid things, please, and put them for sale.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not groundbreaking, obviously.
No,
It's
not at
out there
all.
on
It's
the
just there's not
market.
many options. There are some options out there, and they're all good options too.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got you. So I'm gonna drop that one on Matthew when he walks in today. Of like, hey, put this in your pipeline. Of like, you need to make this.
Yeah, you know how we were booked solid?
We're also
Make that a
booked
little
more
less
solid.
solid.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is it's my job to figure out what the booking is.
Yeah.
And it's the computer's job, really. But Matthew just makes what we ask him very politely to. Because if we don't ask him politely, he'll just make what he wants to make.
Yeah. Hey, can we get that? Nope. Why not? Because you can't do it without me, so and I don't want to.
You'll make what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah, exactly.
Good thing it's all good stuff that comes out.
Well, it is interesting, too, because like over the past year, you know, you look back at all the little growing pains that we've gone through, and that's not just on the production side, too. That's actually learning how to work with each other, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, your job has changed entirely over the past year. You went from doing a thing
Nothing.
to doing all the things, you know?
Yeah,
Same with me.
Dylan, I think, does the most work in, like, not on a volume level, he does a lot of work, but
He
like
does-
also like spread across more categories
Yeah,
than
he's got
anyone
so
else.
many hats.
Like Dylan wears more hats than anyone else in
Yeah.
this whole building.
And none of them are directly related to production.
Not one single. That's not true. He goes, "Yo, I really need this for
Oh,
inventory."
yeah, okay. So if we're talking about needy bitches, you're the man. Gimme,
Glad
gimme,
I'm
gimme.
known for something.
Always frazzled, always needy.
No. You're definitely on point when it comes to like keeping us in line with like, hey man, I'm missing 4. What the hell? So that's awesome.
Freak happened.
That used to be me. I just remember I went out of town. I may have already said this on the first podcast, but I went out of town the first time to Tennessee right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And Dylan's on the phone with me, and he's like, "How do you put up with this and deal with this on a daily basis?"
That's awesome. You
I was
do
like,
this, man.
I was like, Dylan, you're seeing 15% of what I deal with on a daily basis. But I was like, welcome to the party. He
Yeah.
was so frustrated with all of you guys. It was just after I got over my own frustration of like, why is this not happening the way it needs to happen right now? I started laughing. I was like, yes.
Somebody finally sees.
I was like, welcome.
Yeah. And then you left for the Christmas break and everything it worked out great.
For the most part, but that's
Yeah.
because Tyler's here.
Yeah, dude, awesome hire. Love the kid. Absolutely think he's amazing. So much so that y'all hear that too?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the feds. That's the feds. Come on in, get them,
Like, I
boys.
know
No,
what
I
you're
bet you
doing.
Mike's here.
Nah.
No, maybe. I don't know. It's about
I
that
don't
time.
even know what time it is.
6:56.
It's 0 dark 30.
It's 0. That's when we rolled in here. Yeah.
Next question.
All right.
One more question, and we'll
yeah,
finish
this
it
will
up.
be the last question. This is actually a good one, and you've answered this many times before. What's the difference between a screw-on comp and a
I think we're gonna die.
integrated comp?
I think we're gonna die.
Yeah.
Bring it on. I
Something's
openly
going
welcome death.
Okay. This is the difference between screw-on and integrated.
All right.
Why don't we
what's the
make? Why do
benefits
we
of-
not make a threaded-on comp, Tim?
Why do we not make one?
Yeah. We don't have the machine time.
Seriously, just don't have the machine time. Like, we are firmly ensconced in one direction, in internal comp. One of the reasons why I absolutely love what we do is it requires no additional tooling. Like, if you want it, you pull your parts off of your pistol, you put it on our slide, drop it on, and then you can field strip it, you can take it apart, you can clean it, you can do all those things with no tools, okay? That's a unique benefit of a integrated comp slide. A comp on a threaded barrel, in theory, can be more effective in the sense that you've actually got more gas trapped right at the muzzle, so you could, in theory, get a better reduction in recoil or muzzle rise. Problem is that comes with the certain drawbacks. Some people, like myself, I can't stand when that comp is not perfectly flat on the barrel. So, like, you have to make sure that
Oh, the
it's
OCD.
flat. What is it?
The OCD of it.
Yeah, there's an OCD factor. There's no two ways around it. Also, I don't like buying a brand new barrel, $150. I got a comp, it's $100.
And now you got to ruin the thread.
Yeah, and you put that set screw in there, and it jacks up the thread. So, like, there's pros and cons to both ways, and they both do a great job. It's just a, are you a Ford guy or a Chevy guy? Are you a Ferrari guy or a Porsche guy? Like, you get to choose which way you want to go because everything is a give and take. There's just no two ways around it. And I absolutely love the products that are out there. There are guys that are running Harrington comps, absolutely terrific stuff. That is for the guys that want to run screw-on comps. If you want an integrated comp, we're your jam. No two ways around it.
Yeah. Both are great.
Yeah. They both serve a purpose. They both do their job. They're both, for the people that they're for, So.
Yeah. They're budget friendly.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and buy extra barrels, extra internals. You get to keep some of the same stuff that you have.
Yeah, and I think
which
that
is
was
an
one
added
of the.
benefit.
I think that was one of the driving factors when you started this business. Like, why do we do what we do? Like, why did we choose the product line that we chose? So that we could get more people into a compensated pistol at a lower price point. You don't have to buy extra parts just to accomplish a single task. You can take your factory barrel, you can take your factory striker, you can take all your factory components, recoil assemblies, drop them in, and you're off to the races.
I mean, and here's the thing, though. Somebody's going to call us out, and it's going to be true. By the time you add up a barrel and compensator and recoil spring, depending on which one you buy, you can be in cheaper than one of our slides, right? So I'm not going to say we are the cheapest option or there are cheaper options. At the end of the day, like, going the other route is cheaper, but what you guys it can be more expensive. But what you guys have brought up multiple times is it actually, and I mean, let's get real here. We did not invent the wheel. We modified the wheel and then added more wheels, right? SIG, and you told me there was somebody before SIG that also did it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like,
integrated comps have been around for a long time. Just more on the custom side of things, from a custom gunsmith, that sort of
doing that kind of stuff. But it does make it easier for the masses to get into trying to make their firearm better. Like, we could put 10 different gun guys in here and they would all debate all day long about which one actually compensates better. And they would all have great points across. We have a shop rate. We hit that shop rate. If we can put something marketable into the economy that hits our shop rate, then we put it out there, and there's no reason to be greedy. So I hope other people agree. We're also not the cheapest, but we also don't run a slave shop here to make it the cheapest. So
yeah, 2024. Yeah,
may start a slave shop
exactly.
just to get more product out there.
Now we got goals.
Hey, boys, you got to run like 18 hours a day. I'm sorry.
It feels that way already.
It does. You don't work 18 hours a day. You only work 15, okay?
I was
Chill out.
answering emails last night at 10:30.
Well, that's not fair because the guy you were answering the email from is on the other coast. It was only 6:30 for him.
True.
That's called business hours. I will tell you this real quick, though. I thought it was genius, and then we'll wrap up. I saw a quick reel, and it was talking about one of the top YouTubers out there at the time. I don't know if he's a top YouTuber anymore, but some would argue yes, some would argue no. But he was doing daily vlogs, and he had his film guy follow him around daily, and then that film guy would upload the video into Google Drive or whatever, and his editor was in the UK. So while they slept, the guy in the UK was editing all day during business hours, and then when they woke up here, that video was ready to go. They would do a quick view of it, and it would be into, and that's how they were capturing that time. And somebody put in the comments businesses have been capturing time zone time for forever.
You know what I'm hearing, Chad? You're moving, bud.
You're moving. No, we're just going to hire somebody in the UK to edit, and we're going to double down. No, I was actually thinking on the program side. I'm like, man, if we could have a programmer living over there, we could contract kill work even quicker turnaround time. Like, a job comes in, they program it while everyone's sleeping on this side, and then it's ready to push into production the next day. That would be insane. And I'm sure there's already machine shops doing it, and I sound like an idiot, but it was a light bulb for my brain. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys are enjoying this period. I hope you have a great new year.
Yeah, thanks for a good 2023.
Yeah, you're giving us a chance to go into 2024, and that feels great.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. So we really appreciate you all that are, behind us. Please stay, pushing us up the hill, even if it's just talking about us. We really appreciate it. There's a few of you that you don't know how much we appreciate, but we talk about you on a regular basis, mostly by your usernames. But we see you, and we see you guys going to bat for us. So we really do appreciate it, and we're excited for what's to come, and hopefully we can, come around in 2020, like right at the end of 2024, and kind of do a look back again. And it'd be kind of cool to put it side by side and go,
yeah,
what the freak just happened? And it'll be in the new building. So anyways, we're going to keep doing this weekly. I think everyone hates waking up early, but we still get here and it's still enjoyable. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. That way, once Dylan gets through his SEO questions that everyone asks on a daily basis, we can answer other questions without him going, I don't know what we're going to talk about, boys.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Anyways, like, subscribe, share, all the stupid BS that every single influencer asks you to do.
Right. Cine Optical.
You feel like an
Reach
influencer?
over.
No, not at all. I feel like a guy who runs a business, and that's what I care about first. But apparently in today's age, you got to put your face out there. So
Yeah. Not thrilled about it. Hashtag not a fit.
hashtag Tim has a Fed stash.
Working on it.
Fed stash. All right. Thanks. We will see you guys next week. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.